Culture building in corporate is entering a bright new era. But the good news is there are a bunch of new ways to win that were not possible before. I know this because I spent all day researching what works for leaders in corporate. The latest and most effective trends to deliver massive results while keeping your team happy and without burning out. And I practice what I preach. In the last 2 years, I generated more than $100 million in cash gains for huge companies in America. And I started to see things that are not obvious to the average leader, that are massive opportunities. So in this video, I will walk you through the 6 biggest culture building trends that create high-performing teams. And trust me when I say this is where all the money, productivity, and high performance will be made. You want to pay attention. All right, the strategy number 1 is microcultures within teams. Here is a radical truth. The days of one-size-fits-all company culture are over. In 2025, the best leaders are embracing microcultures within their teams. Your team isn't a monolith. They are individuals with unique preferences, working styles, and motivations. Instead of forcing everyone to adopt to a top-down company culture, create a culture tailored to your team's identity. The backbone will always be the culture of your company, but if you lead a specialized team like finance or IT, your goals and missions will be different to the sales department. And the lower you go into the different departments, the more differences you will find. For example, at Intel Corporation, the values are customer first, fearless innovation, results driven, one Intel, inclusion, integrity, and quality. When I was a manager in Intel's treasury, specifically in operations and cash management, those values were the backbone of our culture, our guide, and our skeleton. But on top of that, I created values tailored to the personalized results and excellence my team needed to deliver. We were expected to streamline our operation, automate things, and be that hybrid professional that knows tech and finance at the same time. So a few of our values as a team were creativity and innovation, planning and organizing, and continuous improvement. But then we were also expected to be really savvy in finance and acumen of the financial aspect of our business. Thus, we also have values like problem solving and analytics. My recommendation for you as a manager is to start analyzing what is needed from your team. Define the values, the mindset, and the culture that will prone all of you to achieve those goals. And then implement the values, train your team on them constantly, and role model them all the time. Recognize and appreciate people who exhibit those values and repeat the rationale behind those values all the time so they understand the importance and why you are being so focused on those values. To create that winning culture, you need to be the example of that culture. You need to encourage it and explain how those values and behaviors will make you all succeed. And then make it relatable to each of them. Personalize it. Connect those values to their own personality and interests to encourage buy-in. According to Gallup, only 2 of 10 employees feel connected to the company's culture. That's a huge opportunity lost because employees who feel connected to your culture are going to be more engaged and productive, a bunch more. They would recommend you as a leader and the company. They will feel less burnout because they feel engaged and part of the mission and are less likely to be looking for other jobs elsewhere. Creating your positive, tailored microculture will propel your team's results. By the way, remember to subscribe to learn more about the best leadership strategies. I post all my research on this channel. Alright, strategy number 2, measuring culture like a KPI, a key performance indicator. Here is the thing, what gets measured gets managed. In 2025, the best leaders are treating culture like another indicator, not just a nice to have. Culture is no longer intangible. You can measure it through employee engagement scores, team retention rates, or even the frequency of peer recognition. When I started tracking engagement metrics, I noticed that team satisfaction dipped during quarterly planning periods. By addressing the root causes, overloaded schedules, and unclear priorities, we boosted engagement by 30%. Make sure that you're serving your team regularly. Ask specific questions like, do you feel your contributions are valued? How supported do you feel in your role? How do you feel appreciated? What actions make you feel appreciated? Use the data to make targeted improvements. Harvard Business Review reports that companies with high culture alignment see 4 times higher revenue growth. Culture, it's strategy for breakfast. You can have the best strategy, 10 out of 10, but if your culture is 2 out of 10, your strategy potential will be delivered at 2 out of 10. We need to develop and create the culture that allows us to deliver that incredible strategy. And the only way we can really realize that the culture is truly embedded is by measuring it. How often our teams are showing the values in meetings, in projects, or even in the results. If our people is not displaying the values, it means that we must train them more. We must role model those values and bridge the gap with knowledge by understanding and asking them what may be off about the culture. As a leader, you should always be role modeling that culture, but if they are not following it, you must find out why. Alright, strategy number 3. Culture of feedback versus silence. A silent team isn't a productive team. It's a disengaged one. The new trend in 2025, creating a culture of feedback where open, honest conversations are the norm. Teams thrive when feedback flows always, up, down, and across. But most leaders only focus on giving feedback and not receiving it. In one of my teams, I introduced a simple ritual. Once per quarter, I set one-on-ones with my team members so they can share feedback. I set a clear agenda with questions to guide them on what they could share with me to avoid making them feel overwhelmed or uncomfortable. The meeting objective is always to ensure that I am offering the best support they could dream of. And the agenda as a guide could be something like, did you do something great that I failed to appreciate? What was your favorite interaction with me this quarter? What can I do to make your job easier? What do you want me to stop doing? What do you want me to continue doing? What do you want me to start doing? At first, maybe it was awkward, but over time, it transformed our trust and collaboration. They realized I did not take the feedback personally and that I truly wanted to be a better leader for them. Make sure you go with the right mindset, of course. Expect that they will tell you things you did not expect or that you don't like to hear. It's part of the journey. It will make you grow, you will get to know them better, their boundaries. That knowledge would help you tailor your treatment towards them to unleash their potential. And if you receive feedback that is very hard to manage, remember that it's 10 times better to know our flaws than to have blind spots. And if you're ready to take your leadership to the next level, I would love to help you out. Check the link below to learn about my leadership program designed to unleash your maximum potential as a leader without burning out. Another interesting study by Sanger-Folkman found that leaders who ask for feedback are rated as 86% more effective than those who don't. Feedback helps us grow, adapt, and increase our team's loyalty and productivity. Alright, strategy number 4. Personalized growth pathways. Professional development isn't optional anymore. It's the foundation of modern team culture. But the secret is making it personal. Generic training programs won't cut it in. In 2025, leaders are crafting custom growth pathways for each team member based on their career goals. One of my team members wanted to develop public speaking skills, even though it wasn't part of their role. So I encouraged them to lead a client presentation and they crushed it. That small win boosted their confidence and opened more doors and opportunities for them. Development conversations are our responsibility as managers. Why? Because it shows we care, helping our team members develop and connecting them with the right opportunities, preparing them for that promotion is a huge motivator for them. As leaders, we win receiving amazing productivity and they win when they receive that raise of all the skills they have already acquired, which makes them more valuable for the business. In those conversations, ask your team what the skills they want to build. And then you help them create or connect with the opportunities that align with both their goals and the company's or team's needs. LinkedIn's Workplace Learning Report shows that 94% of employees would stay longer at a company that invests in their career development. Alright, strategy number 5. Digital first collaboration. Hybrid and remote work are here to stay. In 2025, the smartest leaders are using digital tools to make collaboration seamless and inclusive. Digital first doesn't mean using a Slack or Zoom. It means designing workflows that make everyone feel connected no matter where they are. For example, in my team, we replaced endless email threads with shared digital dashboards where everyone could see the updates in real time. It eliminated confusion and made remote work more efficient. We also embrace async communication. This allows us to be updated and informed of what's going on in different time zones through recordings or real-time dashboard updates. So, to create a winning and inclusive culture, audit your current tools. Are they helping or hindering collaboration? Invest in platforms that simplify communication and keep everyone aligned. A McKinsey study found that teams using collaborative tech are 20 to 25% more productive, saving 50 minutes per day. For the last strategy, I will go really tactical. It's what I call adaptive leadership. The leaders who win and build massive results with their teams in 2025 through a positive winning culture aren't rigid. They are adaptive. They know how to pivot their approach based on their team's needs and challenges they face. And that is part of creating a winning culture. Things change fast, and as you need your team to adapt fast, you must role model that behavior. Adaptive leadership means being flexible without losing focus. It's about balancing empathy with accountability and knowing when to step in versus when to step back. All this while understanding that not only one leadership style will work with every single situation or person. For example, my foundational leadership style was servant leadership, but when the company I worked for started to have financial issues due to less competitive products, I needed to embrace a mix of transformational and data-driven leadership, which is a leadership style that is focused on growing your acumen as a leader to motivate your team to be able to explain them about the new strategy, the new decisions, the new structure that we were going to have, and their role on all of this. At the same time, using data as my best friend to analyze our performance indicators as a team and the companies to make sense of the new picture we were entering to. And then I realized servant leadership is great as a base when things are stable, but when things get shaky and uncertain, your team may need a different vibe and direction from you to keep the morale and belief in the company. Also, no two people are the same. So, with some employees, you can let go more because they work great on their own and they report back diligently, while others may need you to be more of a mom hen until they develop the skills for the role a bit more. Pay attention to your team's energy and adjust your approach accordingly. Being a great leader who creates winning culture also means knowing when to recalibrate your approach. Actually, our research from Deloitte shows that organizations with adaptive leaders are 24% more likely to navigate disruption successfully. So, those were the 6 trends that will redefine team culture in 2025. Embracing microcultures, measuring culture like another indicator, build a feedback culture, personalized growth pathways, go digital first, and lead adaptively. These aren't just ideas. They are the strategies that will drive productivity, loyalty, and innovation through a positive and winning culture that will enable you tons of results. And now they are yours to implement. If you found those strategies insightful and have something to share, let me know in the comments. See you around. Bye.